Murder in the Crest, Part 1.
911, may I help you?
Oh God, we just saw someone on the ground.
Sir, what do you mean?
We just were walking in
Tell her we're in an alley.
We're in an alley near University.
Behind Flicks.
Oh yeah, behind Flicks. Oh my God, is he dead?
Sir, please focus. I need you to stay with me. So you said there's someone on the ground?
Yes. We were out last night and had to come back because...
Everyone was out that night as music and lights pervaded the atmosphere in Hillcrest, California. It was July 20th, the first day of the Gay Pride Parade, and it had been a blast. Now the cool air seemed to refresh a man as he staggered with blurred vision down the busy streets. The vibrant lights of Riches faded in the rear as he made his way down the dark alley behind the club, a convenient shortcut home. His polished shoes tapped unevenly against the pavement, his legs struggling to maintain balance. This alley was much more quiet than the main streets, although he could still hear the heavy bass around him.
Mario!
He turned around, eyes squinting to see through the shadows as he swayed from left to right. It is a man, someone he knows. As the man approaches, they have words and fight, but before long, he felt a severe pain on the side of his head, connecting with a sickening thud against it. Mario staggered and he fell to the ground. The alcohol seemed to only intensify the pain.
Get the fuck off me!
Another blow landed, this time to his ribs, knocking the wind out of him. Mario struggled to get up, throwing a punch that barely grazed the other. As the men wrestled, Mario became quickly out of breath and wanted to quit. His strength was fading and he was knocked down yet again. His eyes blurred as he felt blow after blow down on him. His vision began to darken, and what's worse, he could barely move before pleading with the man to stop. The last thing Mario felt was the cold, hard pavement against his cheek as he slipped into unconsciousness. The distant music still audible, and the figure above him continued to strike until there was no movement left. Sunday morning had arrived in the Nagee household while the family prepared for church. Walter, a detective with the city of San Diego, buttoned his crisp white shirt while his wife, Caresha, was in the kitchen, humming softly as she finished breakfast. Their 10-year-old daughter, Keisha, eagerly waited next to her mother for the eggs.
You got everything you need for Sunday school?
Yes, Mom.
Smells good, honey.
Thank you, baby. I'm so glad we get to spend the day together. You've been working so hard lately.
I know, but hopefully all this hard work will pay off soon. The promotion sure would make everything worth it.
Oh, Lieutenant Walter sounds good on you, honey. You deserve it, Walter. You're the best detective they have.
Detective Nagee.
Hey, Walter, it's Captain Cowler. Sorry to bother you this morning, but we've got a situation. There was a murder in Hillcrest last night behind a nightclub. Everyone else is tied up or on leave, so I need you to check it out. Can you do that?
I'm on my way, Captain. Hey, look, I gotta go. That was the captain.
Again? Too bad you're on salary, or you would be able to retire by now.
But we were supposed to go to church together.
I know, baby. I'm sorry. But Daddy's job is to help people. I promise I'll make it up to you.
We understand, don't we, honey? Just be careful, okay?
I will. I love you both. Hopefully be back sooner than later. With one last look at his family, Walter grabbed his coat and headed out the door, his mind already shifting to the case ahead. Walter parked his car at the edge of the crime scene, taking a deep breath before stepping out. The familiar sight of yellow police tape greeted him, cordoning off the alley behind the nightclubs Riches and Flicks. Uniformed officers were scattered around, talking in low voices, their expressions somber. This was in complete contrast with the ongoing nearby festivities because even though it was Sunday, a day after the parade, the festival was set to last the entire weekend. Tourists and locals alike gathered around to see what the big fuss was about, only to end up shocked when discovering someone had been killed. Soon, NBC San Diego was also at the location. As Walter ducked under the tape, an officer approached him.
Detective Nagee, I'm Officer Davis. The men who found the body called it in around 6 a.m. They were apparently looking for a wallet and noticed the victim had been lying here and wouldn't respond, so they called the police. When we arrived with paramedics, we determined the victim was long gone.
Walter nodded and took in the scene. The bright sun began to push out the shade protecting the victim's cloaked body. Mario Alvarez Jr. lay motionless in a heap on the ground. They determined the specific cause of death yet?
Severe blunt force trauma to the head. Apparently, this rock was used.
Damn.
Yeah, anyway, we identified the victim through his wallet, which didn't have any money in it. Looks like it could have been a robbery. His family has already been notified. Oh, and we brought in his boyfriend, Bryan, for questioning. Said he was asleep when we knocked, but we got him waiting for you at the station.
Walter crouched down to examine the body. The right side of Mario's face was barely recognizable, a gruesome testament to the brutality of the attack. But amidst the bruises and blood, he noticed something peculiar, scratches on the victim's face, marked with red nail polish. Looks like he fought back.
Yes, sir. We also found this nearby. Davis pointed to a discarded nicotine vape lying a few feet away from the body.
Anything else?
And this footprint, size 10.5. It had drizzled for a few moments last night, so we have that, and hopefully forensics can get a DNA or at least fingerprint match.
And who are they? He said, pointing to the two women who stood nearby.
A couple witnesses. Melody Figgs and, Jenny Bryan. They claim to know something about last night.
All right, let's start with Jenny.